Now, Prince Harry's upcoming memoir will reportedly explore the circumstances surrounding the tragic death of his mother, Princess Diana. That's according to the Daily Mail's Special Investigations editor, Sue Reed. Reed said researchers for the Duke of Sussex's explosive tell-all book, Spare, released on Tuesday, had reached out to individuals connected to the late Princess of Wales's fatal car crash in Paris back in 1997, including eyewitnesses, journalists and French police. Reed, who's probed the case for decades, added, a French source involved in the original accident investigation has revealed that Prince Harry is intensely focused on getting more information about his mother's final hours. Well, let's get the view now of social media sensation, self-proclaimed Chief Gammon. She's got a huge following online. And do you know why? Because she drops truth bombs. Hi, June Slater.
Hi there.
But you know, June, the truth will get you in trouble these days.
It does, sadly, especially with fact checkers who don't know what the truth is, unfortunately.
I know. Well, look, let's drop a few truth bombs about Harry. I mean, I think, you know, you're a very empathetic person, and our heart goes out to Prince Harry, having lost his mother as a little boy. It was a tragic accident. But do you think he should be sort of delving into the circumstances of how she died, or should he let her rest in peace?
Well, I lost my mother when I was young, and it was tragic. And if I was in his shoes with his entourage of people, I certainly wouldn't have got to his age and gone through military college, learning to be a pilot, getting on with other royal duties, Invictus Games, and a marriage, a very public marriage, and then sat back after I've been dischuffed with my family to turn round and say, I'm going to investigate my mother's death. It would have been the number one thing I would have done. The trouble with this couple and their actions, for me, everything points back to a disgruntled couple. This comparison that's constantly made by him and her to Diana, where I'm not a royalist, I haven't got a lot of time for King Charles. My loyalties were with the Queen because she never put a foot wrong. And after that, there are a lot of hangers-on. So please don't mistake this as some sort of misjudged support for the royal family. But the person that's in the same shoes as Diana Spencer is Kate Middleton. She's married to the heir, and she's also given birth to another heir. She's in the most difficult position, and she does it with ease. She floats through this job, and no one notices the eloquence in which she does her duties. The sideshow, the other couple, they're in the Andrew and Fergie role. They can do what they want. If this was a horse race, they're the also-rans. Nobody's bothered what they do. They could have got on with quite a nice life, doing a few royal duties. He could have supported his military career. He could have gone on with his Invictus Games. He could have continued all of it. But there's an element of greed here. I mean, the Queen even said she thought Harry was too much in love with Meghan. I do think the lad is he's not a lad, but he's genuinely in love with Meghan. But just to show you how fake I see them, I just watched a clip from his 60 Minutes interview where he says quite emotionally, and his breathing is perfectly timed. It's almost as though an actor has coached him. He says, a time comes when silence is betrayal. And you think, wow, what enlightenment. And then you realise it's from a speech back in 1967 by Martin Luther King about the Vietnam War. And, you know, a friend of mine gave me that off Facebook called Matthew. So the trouble is you can easily pick things apart now with social media and the ability to share your news. We don't have to wait to be told by the BBC. So every single thing they do is divisive. And this is a couple who have been paid £100 million for basically slagging off their in-laws. And if this was a normal family, the crises that they've had, including a very traumatic miscarriage, is something that people go through every day of the week in normal lives and have to dust themselves off and get up for work in the morning. The thing I find absolutely incredible is the amount of support this couple get from working class people who will not even see a tenth of their money. Just to give you, for instance, of how pampered they are, Meghan made a few trips across the Atlantic And the cost for a private jet, by the way, to do the Atlantic crossing is between $50,000 and $90,000 for fuel. That's without landing charges. That's without the cost of the jet. And this is the kind of thing that was frowned upon. I mean, even Prince Charles, when he went across to Hong Kong for the handover, he had to fly business class. He wasn't even allowed in first class because the royals cannot just go fragrantly spending money out of the royal purse. And I think Meghan thought, gee, I'm a princess. This is going to be one hell of a ride. And it ain't, because she's not the most important character. Kate outshines her. She's dignified. I'm not saying this because I support the royals. I'm saying this because this is what I see. Yeah. She's not given us anything to complain about. Whether she's happy or not, different issue. This couple are angry, and this couple are using the media, and we can't trust the media. We can trust GBNews because you go as far as you dare with Ofcom and what have you. But if we look back to the Princess Diana days, Martin Bashir falsified bank statements to encourage Diana to talk about her family. He faked bank statements from people who were close to her so that she would open up. Would Diana have opened up and given us so much insight into this family if Bashir had been outed for what he did? Because Bashir would not have got away with that in this age of social media. People like you would have been onto it. So they're a divisive couple. And I think what people need to do before they start giving loads of sympathy is, what you're sympathising with. Are you sympathising with the fact you dislike the royals enough to swap your allegiance to them? Or do you really feel sorry for them? Because I don't know how you can feel sorry for someone who just earned 100 million quid. I think ordinary people should concentrate on what's going wrong with the country, with the cost of living crisis. And if you're going to comment on Facebook and Twitter feeds, do something that makes a difference. Get on your MP's page and tell him why you're not happy with him, and tell him why you want the cost of fuel to come down. Stop worrying over these two. That's how I see it.
Too right. Well, that's how you see it. That's why we love listening to you, June. I've only got a couple of seconds left, but what would Diana make of all of this? Because, you know, you're a student of human nature, June. I watch all of your videos. And Harry, you said the couple are angry, and Harry is not a well bunny, is he?
Well, he's been manipulated. She's a strong woman. You know, Diana wasn't a strong woman. Diana was a lovable woman. Diana was a very attractive woman with a good nature in the wrong family. It wasn't allowed to grow, and sadly we lost her very young. I was actually in Saint-Tropez at the same time she was. We went past Dodie's villa and they were out on a jet bike, and after she got killed, we went around the shops in Saint-Tropez and the people were literally heartbroken. They were absolutely devastated. We left flowers on the jetty at the villa. It was so sad. I was sad. Everyone was sad. We loved her. We never felt like this about anyone, ever. And unfortunately, this couple that are very average in what they do are milking this woman's legacy. They're milking it, and that's not on for me. And I don't know what Diana would have made, but I think Diana would have seen through Meghan Markle for her own son.
Let me tell you that June Slater drops truth bombs 24/7 on her Twitter handle. She's everywhere, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, at June Slater 17. Unmissable stuff. June, we'll catch you in a week's time. Thanks so much.